Hey, 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 Charisma here. Welcome back. If you're new here, hello. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video by Soulcast Valuetainment on Is Applebee's acceptable on a first date? Let's get into it. Should be interesting. Let's go. Here we go.
I feel like when you go to those places, you get a little bit more money conscious yourself on the date. But I wanted to get your take when it comes to, first dates and taking ladies out. You want to impress them, but you don't want to spend too much money. You want to be money conscious. So what would you do if you took a girl to Applebee's and she asked you, how much do you make?
Yeah, well, let's like compartmentalize certain segments of this date, okay? First rule, homie, because we're going to go in on this lady, no doubt. We're going to go in on her for quite a while. So word to the wise for the gentlemen out there. Why would you take a woman to Applebee's on the first date? You can pick any restaurant, any type of genre, any type of bar, club, disco, restaurant, activity. Is Applebee's really where you're going? Even if you want to save that money, which I'm all about. It's like, there's a product and a marketing problem that people have. We talked about this yesterday. You might be doing okay. You might have some money. It might be struggling. Whatever the product is, it is what it is. From a marketing standpoint, ask yourself, like, as you're about to take this girl on a date, what are the pros and cons and the ups and downs and the benefits and disadvantages of actually taking a woman to Applebee's? What are we putting Applebee's in the category of? Fridays, Hooters, you're not. I mean, no.
Hooters. I mean, it's kind of like a sports bar.
TGI Fridays, Applebee's. What else is in that genre?
Dockside.
Yeah,
that's an Orlando place.
Fridays is okay, but I've been very clear. The best date is not something at a restaurant where it's sitting across someone, almost like an interview process. I like cozying up to a bar, a place you can get some appetizers, have some cocktails, and there's no barrier to entry, so to speak, divided. It feels like an interview on a date. But if you're sitting like how we're sitting right now, there's no barrier. We're just here talking.
Yes.
It's all good. And if at any point there's a vibe, you're close to each other. So, buddy, just do better with your selections. Applebee's are not a good look. She's going to take you as a first date. She's going to automatically brand you as the Applebee's dude.
I don't know about Applebee's for a first date. And I agree with him. Applebee's, not a great impression. But then some people may argue, well, if that's all he could afford. Well, let's say you need to save up your money because Applebee's is more of maybe a fourth or fifth date. You've gotten to know the person a little bit. You want to see where the relationship is going to go. Then Applebee's is appropriate. But on a first date, I hate to say, not a good impression.
Okay.
Yes.
Not a good look. I think everyone in the audience will understand. All right, Saz, I feel you on this one. Nobody takes a first date to Applebee's.
Yes.
And you also have to understand, like, what's your budget for this date? Let's say it's $100. I think it's a very realistic number for a date. Okay, I got $100 to spend. If I take it to Applebee's, what am I really spending? Am I getting a 2 for $20 platter? Right? It's like, okay, so I saved that money. I'm officially getting no action. And now I'm getting lectured by this girl.
Yes.
With that being said, let's get into this girl.
Yes.
Homegirl says, I'm a high-end kind of gal, okay? Are you, though? Because if you weren't actually the high-end kind of gal, this dude would not take you to Applebee's. I'm willing to bet, based on the words that she was saying, that she's in her mid to late 30s. Because she's been on a million dates. She has her, her no-go zone, and this guy completely just crossed it. She's basically saying, this is the type of woman I am. These are the standards that I stand for. And you just took me to Applebee's. So I have one question for you, as disrespectful as it is. How much money do you make, buddy? As a man, if a woman asks you that, how much money do you make? I would say I would never in a million years answer that question. Well, I make $100,000.
Yeah.
Well, I make $80,000. Well, I make 50. I make quarter million. No, 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 no. You don't answer that question. You say, "Oh, very interesting question that you would ask that. I'm not sure why
Mhm.
you would think that that's an acceptable question to ask somebody
On a first
off
date.
top. But how much money are you looking for your future boyfriend or husband to make? Answer
Mm.
that. I would flip it on her and say, since you have the audacity and the boldness to ask me a question, allow me to ask you a question. What are you looking for? And if she hits you with what the girl just told us yesterday,
Yeah.
I want my man to make $6 million a year minimum.
60.
Okay, or 60 million. Okay, so this woman is not living in reality. She's
I like how he flipped it back on her to ask her what she's looking for, as opposed to him being on the, you know, being on the end to answer a question that's really private. Uh, she doesn't know you from Adam. This is a first date, and those are not the kind of things that you talk about on a first date. In any case,
delusional. Let me act accordingly as a man. So I learned this from PBD. You don't have to ask, you don't have to answer the questions that's asked to you.
Mhm.
You can spin it, flip it upside down, smack it, flip it, rub it down, and throw it back their way.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, here, I hear you. There, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, appreciate the question.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Uh, Other men might be slightly offended. Not I, though. I've been on dates before. I can handle this.
So you
Fake it till you make it,
confidence.
even if you have to. Here's some confidence. So listen, for the record, I could have taken you to a nice steakhouse. I could have taken you to a nice bar. I could have taken you to a dive bar. I was feeling some Applebee's today. By the way, I'm paying for this date. You don't have to pay for anything. If you pass this date, you'll go to a nice restaurant next time. I would flip it. Okay. And I would put it on her. And now I'm interrogating her and investigating her and seeing where her mindset is. Because there's short term for a man and there's long term. If you're just trying to get some ass, trying to get some quickie with this girl, take her to a place she can drink and you get some action. But if this is actually the type of girl that you see yourself with, see yourself dating, ask yourself, homie, is Applebee's the best bet for me? There's so much wrong going on here. Like I could shit on this chick all day.
But don't you think she's a little bit wrong for even showing up? Like if you got asked on a date and he's like, "Hey, where are we going? Where are we meeting? We're meeting at Applebee's." That was your chance to like correct it before you did that. Because for you to show up, you're showing up because you want something from him. You want him to pay for something.
she wants to confront him. That's why she's showing up. She knows that she's not cool with going to Applebee's for her first date, but she's gonna show up anyways, and she's gonna let him know, hey, who do you think you are? I am worth more than this. Do you really want to take me on Applebee's the first date? Okay. She planned to really make it work out for her. This is why she showed up.
You're looking for something, and then you want to criticize him. So I think even you showing up to the date, you're accepting a lower standard.
Yeah,
at that
and
point.
so let's go through the ways of which they would even show up to the date. He picks her up. That's one option.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's trying to be a gentleman, chivalry. Get in the car, open the car door for her. Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's a conversation, and we've all been through these conversations as a woman. You hungry? Yeah. What do you feel like? I don't know. What do you feel like? Oh, I can eat anything. What do you feel like? Now there's like this going back and forth. Nothing's being accomplished. It's now on the man to be like, look, here's where we're going. We're going to fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And ask yourself as the man, is Applebee's really where I want to take this girl? Maybe she's an Applebee's type of girl.
Yeah.
Maybe he's looking at her and be like, listen, I've dated hotter chicks. I've dated not so hot chicks. You are now officially an Applebee's type of girl. And that's where I'm rolling with you now, girl. So there's then.
Yeah, this is true. She could have given him some attitude when he first connected with her before they got to the restaurant. And he may be saying, you know what? I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on this date because I'm really not feeling this girl. I'm not vibing with her attitude or something about her. But I'm going to follow through on this date, take her out to dinner, go to Applebee's, spend a little bit of money, and be done with it.
And he's across the street. There's Applebee's right here. We got Fridays right there. What you feeling? If she at that point would have said, listen, I'm a Ruth's Chris type of girl, he would have been like, maybe you are. but not tonight. Tonight's an Applebee's
Mm.
type of night.
Well, and that's also important for you ladies. If a guy feels like he wants that you to be at Applebee's with him, that should be like something in your head saying, am I giving off that energy like you should take me to
Yeah.
this place if you feel like you're a higher value and you can give more. So I think there's a lot in this that women also need to pay attention to. I wouldn't just blame the man or blame the woman per se, but I think if you read between the lines, you can really accomplish like to pursue somebody or to not pursue.
I think ultimately, let's back up a second. What should a man do before he starts dating?
Mm.
All right. Figure out his budget for going out and dating. A lot of men don't think about that. Let's say the average guy makes 50, 60, 70 grand. Cool. All right. Rent's this much. My car's this much. Food and beverage costs each month. This costs. My utilities cost this month. All right. How much do I have per month to go out and enjoy life? I usually call this your F&B budget.
Yes.
Okay. That's usually somewhere between 10 to 15% of your overall take home pay. Cool. Got it. All right. So I've got $1,000 a month to spend on this type of thing. And then I would say, all right, how many women am I dating actually? Well, I've got one girlfriend. Cool. Got it. I'm kind of juggling 3 or 4 different girls right now. Got it. All right, cool. So now I say, all right, how much at this point, this is a little extreme, but if you want to do a budget, do the budget and say, all right, how much is each girl that I'm dating worth? Maybe there's a top girl that I'm dating that I'm taking her to the best steakhouse. Number 4 on your roster, she's an Applebee's type of gal. So maybe the girl doesn't even realize you're number 4 on the roster, baby. You get Applebee's. The number 1 girl, she gets a top spot at the top restaurant. These are types of things that a man has to think about. And there's nothing wrong with the man for, if you're not dating someone seriously, saying, all right, I got 3, 4, 5 different girls I'm talking to. Here's where I want to take them. Here's where I want to go out to. Here's how much the top girl's worth. I'm going to take her on this date. You're number 5 on the list. You're an Applebee's type of gal. So maybe he's actually smarter than we think. Maybe she is number 4 or 5 on his roster, and she is worthy of the Applebee's, 2 for $20 platter. I don't know. So if you like that clip, click right.
Oh my goodness. Well, there you have it. Let me know in the comments below if you believe that a man should take a woman on a first date to Applebee's. But like he said, there could be a lot going on in the back that we're not aware of, that he has been very strategic to take this woman out to this first date to Applebee's. We don't know. But let me know what you think. What is your opinion? As a man, would you take your first date with a woman out to Applebee's? What about a woman? As a woman, ladies, would you accept a man taking you out to Applebee's for a first date? I mean, we're not talking about 4, 5, 6, 7 dates. We're talking about the very first date that you were going out together. Would you go? Would you be offended? Let me know in your comments below. And as always, take care and bye for now.